Joining me now from Lecompton, Kansas, General Counsel of We Build the Wall and former Secretary of State of Kansas, Kris Kobach. Kris, it's a big, beautiful wall, as the president would say, and a big, beautiful gate. But why exactly do we need a gate in that wall is my question.
Yeah, that's a great question. The reason is that this wall that We Build the Wall constructed, it closes a pivotal gap that's about half a mile wide, but and it goes up the side of the mountain. And it was a gap that smuggling was coming through of drugs and people. But the reason we put a gate in it is because the IBWC, this bureaucracy that you mentioned, this little agency that most people have never heard of, they have a parking lot right up against the Mexican border, where where the Rio Grande comes up to the point where the border starts going horizontally due west, right there where Texas meets New Mexico. And when I say a little parking lot, I mean it's like, you could park maybe 10 or 15 vehicles there. Anyway, because that's their lot, we gave them an access gate to get in there. But the ACLU, in their ridiculous reasoning, said, well, that gate has got to be open 24/7. Even though you have this amazing state-of-the-art wall, we're going to have an open gate. And of course, no one in their sane mind would agree with that.
And so is this parking lot? This is so silly. Is this parking lot on the U.S. side or Mexico side?
It's on the U.S. side. And it's just to give you an idea of how stupid this is, what the ACLU is claiming. There's a parking lot on the Mexican side and a parking lot on the American side, and they are surrounded by about 5 paces and no fencing at all. So you used to be able to just walk from one parking lot into the other and then on your way into the United States. And they would bring in caravans, truckloads of migrants and do this. We have stopped that now, but part of stopping that is that you actually have to keep the gate closed. But the ACLU proves once again that they are an open borders organization by trying to lobby this little agency to keep the gate open.
And a spokesperson for the IBWC, which is, of course, a household name, the International Boundary Water Commission, this Lori Kosmansky, says in part, that would be you, Kris, they think they can build now and ask questions later, and that's not how it works. Is that how you operate, Kris? You're an attorney, so you shoot first, ask questions later?
No, that's not how we did it. In fact, we consulted with the IBWC throughout the process. We asked them, what kind of gate would you like? We took their suggestions and we incorporated them into the design of the gate. We informed them where it would be. They do have a long permitting process, which is still undergoing, and we're working with them. They want more information, and of course, it's to be determined in the years ahead. The Border Patrol, of course, has primary responsibility for securing our border, not the IBWC.
Right.
And the Border Patrol is going to be in primary charge of that gate. And of course, the IBWC, if they want access to their parking lot, they can get it. But no, we have been working with them all the way through.
IBWC, in case people don't know, it's over 100-year-old agency. It's a co-op, if you will, between the United States and Mexico. But isn't it interesting that this government agency, this bureaucracy, is more interested in access to a parking lot that probably nobody uses, rather than securing the border and stopping drugs and stopping terrorists and securing this nation once and for all. And so you guys go down there and you build a wall. You use private sector funds to build the wall. You put it on private property. To me, Kris, I want to know how you look at this, but to me it's one part functional, but also one part symbolic. You would agree?
Yeah. Are you talking about the wall? Yeah,
the wall.
It's functional because it actually closes one of the biggest gaps in the entire El Paso sector. On a typical night before we built this wall, there'd be over 100 migrants and over $100,000 in drugs that would come through. So it is functional, but yeah, it is symbolic in the sense that it shows that we, the people, can actually do this. We don't, this country was not founded by Americans who thought, well, we have to create a big federal government to do things for us. This country was founded by people who say, you know what, we'll get it done. Sure, there's a role for government to play, but if there's a desperate need, we the people will step up and act right away. And that's what hundreds of thousands of people are doing when they give to We Build the Wall. And we took that money and built what is undeniably, you ask any Border Patrol person who's seen it, they will tell you it is the best piece of wall on the southern border.
That's awesome. And Kris, I'm out of time, but real quick, you guys are not done, are you? Are you looking for other places to build?
No, not at all. So we continue to raise money. We've already got projects number 2 and number 3 identified. We haven't decided which order we're going to do them in yet, but you'll be finding out very soon. And yeah, as long as the contributions keep coming in, there will be a project number 4 and a project number 5 and on and on.
Awesome. We build the wall. Kris, thank you.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One America News on YouTube, and call your cable provider and kindly demand that One America News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.